So settle yourself into Salamba Shavasana. So for the first half minute or so, to make sure that you are settled, symmetrical on your mat. Since I'm not there to give people feedback, just to make sure yourself that you're at the center of your mat, that you're evenly draped over your bolster, that the feet are releasing evenly and the hands are also even. It's very common for the head to be tilted slightly to one side or another, so you can look down your nose to make sure that everything is even. And then once you're satisfied that you're evenly arranged, as much as possible. I mean, we are asymmetrical, all of us have asymmetries, but to the best of our ability, to the best of our cognition, we arrange ourselves symmetrically so that we can have a good start to developing the awareness that we need in order to work with the subtle body, in order to attune ourselves to the energy body, the pranic body, the life force, the chi, the ki, all different names for prana. And then, of course, the cat yoga prop is very helpful for making sure that the groin stays soft, the thigh stays soft, and the abdomen stays soft. Maybe the cat enjoys the lap during pranayama because everything is soft and receptive. If there's hardness, gripping, it's not going to be a comfortable seat for the cat. So maybe one way that we can each adjust ourselves, settle ourselves in pranayama is to imagine that we're creating a soft, comfortable seat for the imaginary cat. And you can imagine that if you push your abdomen to the ceiling, if you crunch your abdomen, then it kind of pushes the cat away. But instead, can it be soft and yielding? It will still very softly move up and down with the rhythm of the breath, the abdomen. But it's a very soft, passive movement. It's not at all a harsh, muscular movement. See that the sides of the neck and the sides of the skull are lengthening away from the shoulders. See that the crown of the head is centered. Now, as you begin to work with the breath here, start to bring your breath to the back body first. And then as you continue, then the side ribs fill, and then the front body fills, and then normal exhale. Inhaling, back body, side ribs, sternum, and normal exhale. So in the past couple of weeks, we've been talking specifically about these three body parts. The movement of the back body with the breath, the movement of the side ribs, and the movement of the sternum. Now I'd like to combine them all into one breath, into one coordinated inhale. So as you inhale, feel the back body. Continue the inhale, feel the side ribs. Continue the inhale, feel the lift of the sternum, and then normal exhale. So we'll continue with this rhythm, gradually getting slower, softer, longer. With the inhales, Ujjayi, inhale, Abhyantara, Ujjayi, normal exhales. Back body, inhaling, back body, side body, front body. So it's like filling a vessel from the back, then to the sides, and then to the front. Don't move on to the subsequent section until you feel that fullness of the first section. So when inhaling, as you feel the back body spreading, receiving the breath as much as possible, and then the side body. Feel the side ribs expanding, getting longer, the intercostal muscles softening, and then the sternum. And then exhale, release. So in a way, it's from the most subtle to the most gross. We're very aware of the sternum moving. It's quite obvious. We can see it, we can feel it. It's less obvious, the back body and side ribs. So we're going from the most subtle, the back body, and then to the side ribs, to the most obvious, the most gross. So continue with this pattern for a while, allowing the breath to get slower and softer and longer. Just a normal exhale for now. So Abhyantara, Ujjayi. I'm going to come up and watch. Do 3 more cycles of Abhyantara, Ujjayi in this manner. And then after your 3 cycles, return to normal breathing. After you've returned to normal breathing, then fold your hands in and roll to your side, bending your legs. And sit up. Yeah, I was trying to get just natural light today, but it seems like it's too cloudy to let any sun in. So, all right, let's sit. So let's sit with the right leg, then the left leg. I'm not mirroring. In Swastikasana on top of your bolster. And then have adequate support under your knees. You know, this kind of adjusting that we do in Iyengar yoga is such a matter of course for us. But often we don't bother with this kind of stuff when we're on our own. You know, I mean, some people, they have a whole bedtime routine of getting comfortable and settling into bed. But other than that, we often just accommodate ourselves to whatever the circumstances are. And sometimes that's necessary. But I do think that Iyengar yoga reveals to us, you know, what a difference it makes when we take the time and the care and the attention to support ourselves just as we need. And that's one of the reasons why some people come to Iyengar yoga, but we know we can really do it on our own to ourselves also. Zoom has taught us that also. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall, press your hands down to get your maximum height. And as you press your hands down, also shift the weight slightly back so that the back body feels broad. Still keep the sacrum pulling forward and upward with the sacrum. And last week I was while doing back bends, I was instructing to also pull the tailbone up, but the very tip of the tailbone forward. If you overdo the sacrum and tailbone, then you lose the broadness of the back body. So do your best to balance those two actions as much as possible. Then from here, bring the back of the hand onto the lap, elbows point back, fingers point forward, and fingers soft. Let the thumb drop toward the index finger. So there's no opposing of the thumb. The thumb is surrendering. And that thumb surrendering, it's also a gesture of the ego surrendering. Then from here, Jalandhara Bandha, head down. We've talked about Jalandhara Bandha in past weeks. So do your best to keep the collarbones up and spreading while the head comes deeply down. Ideally, the chest to meet the chin. It might not happen while you're just setting up, but hopefully as over the course of pranayama, the chest rises to meet the chin without the back body sloping toward the neck. All right, from here, take a few slow, soft breaths to sweep the path clear. And then we're going to come back to the Abhyantara Ujjayi. On your next cycle, exhale completely. Extend the exhale. Inhale through the back body. Feel the back body spreading. Keep inhaling. Feel the side ribs getting taller. Keep inhaling. Feel the sternum lift to meet the chin, and then normal exhale. I say normal exhale, but it does need to be mediated a little bit so that you don't collapse, you don't lose the shape that you've created. And then take a resting breath. Exhaling, extend the pause. Inhaling through the back body. It's like stretching out a sheet. And then side body. And then front body. And then normal exhale, maintaining the shape that you've created. Take a resting breath if you need to. Extend the pause, exhaling. And begin again. Inhale through the back body, side body, front body. And then exhaling. Resting breath if you need. Otherwise, continuous cycles. Abhyantara Ujjayi. Can you make the distinction between those three sections? Can you feel that it's like, filling an auditorium from back to front? So like the back of the auditorium and the wings, and then finally the front. We tend to prioritize the front. It's easy to prioritize the front. We tend to be very frontally oriented. That's just the way we're created as human beings, with the eyes on the front of our face. But can we bring that attention more and more to the back body and to the sides? Do 3 more cycles. 3 more cycles of Abhyantara Ujjayi. Surrender your thumbs. Surrender your ego. And then after your 3 cycles, then return to normal breathing. Bring your head up with your eyes closed and sit quietly after your 3 cycles. You can turn your palms down when you're done and just sit. Okay. Change the cross of your legs. All right, let's do some Nadi Śodhana. Returning to Nadi Śodhana after a while. We haven't done it in a few weeks. And let's do the first stage of Nadi Śodhana, which is partially closed nostrils, both on the inhales and the exhales. So to remind you, we start with the pranayama mudra. So a nice, and it's your right hand, I'm not mirroring. It's your right hand in a nice closed round fist. It's not like squeezing. It's not like squeezing like I'm going to punch through a board, but it's firm. It's firm, and the fingers are tucked in. Then the 4th and 5th finger are released, and they meet the thumb at the tips. So it's not the pads, which are gross, but it's the tips of the fingers, which are subtle. All right. Meanwhile, the first and second finger need to stay pulled in. So it's a little tricky here, and needs some practice. We all need some practice in keeping those fingers nicely tucked in while meeting the 4th and 5th finger to the thumb with gentleness, with subtlety. Okay. So to remind you how this goes, so you'll take a preparatory breath, so soft inhale, so soft exhale. Then you'll bring the hand up, slide the fingers to the flare of the nostril, partially close both nostrils. Take an inhale through partially closed nostrils, and then exhaling through partially closed nostrils. So you have to mediate how much you're going to close the nostrils. We all have some asymmetry in the nasal passages. That's normal. So you might need to close one more than the other. You might even need to slightly open one with the tips of your fingers. So you have to figure it out. This is really teaching that subtle awareness of our nasal passages and how we're controlling that breath. All right. So I'll talk you through the first cycles, and then you'll do some on your own. All right, sitting up tall, and the other hand is just relaxed on the lap, and then bring the head down. Take a slow, soft inhale, and a slow, soft exhale. One more. Slow, soft inhale, sweeping the path clear. Slow, soft exhale. Extend the pause. Bring the hand up. Partially close both nostrils. Inhale. It's like breathing through a straw. Keep your head down. And then slow, soft exhale through partially closed nostrils. See that the other hand remains soft. See that the breath is flowing evenly through both nostrils. And then bring your hand down. Take a recovery breath. Once more, recovery breath. At the end of the exhale, extend the pause, bring the hand up. Inhaling. Exhaling. At the end of the exhale, bring the hand down. Take a recovery breath or two. At the end of the exhale, bring your hand back up. Inhaling through both nostrils. Feel the movement of the air through each, try to make them even. Fill from the back side to the front once again. And then at the top of the inhale, just close both nostrils momentarily and then open them again to exhale. So it's like that little closing the curtain and then opening the curtain. It's just a closing the curtain for just a moment to kind of seal everything and then releasing. And then recovery breath. And when you're ready, start the next cycle. All right, so you'll do 4 more cycles of Nadi Śodhana 1A on your own, with resting breaths in between as needed. So experience that little closure at the top of the inhale so that you kind of like fill the house, close the door, close the curtain, and then you open it up again. And then notice how much pressure you need on the fingertips to narrow those passages. Use just enough pressure. Don't be overpowering with your hand, but don't be so passive with your hand that you don't feel any difference. So, and then notice also, you can feel the airflow through each nostril. Notice how they're different and use your fingertips to balance them out. Slightly, the pressure will be different when comparing the right to the left. Now, if it's coming naturally, then you can, at the top of the inhale, stay a little bit longer. Stay just a little bit longer and maintain that inhale at Kumbhaka for just a few seconds, and then turn and exhale. And then just do one more with the kumbhaka, with the optional kumbhaka at the top of the inhale. So it's like all the orifices are closed, and you allow that pressure to build just a little bit, not too much. And then before you turn around and do the exhale. The inhales are stimulating. The inhales stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. So it's a good way to start the day, as long as you don't overdo it. It's a good way to start the morning. All right. When you're done, you can release the mudra and rest your hands. And with your head up, keep your eyes closed and sit quietly. Hopefully, after you've done some Nadi Śodhana, the nasal passages, respiratory passages feel very clear, even, soft, no harshness. Stretch the legs straight. And then lie down. You can put the bolster and the blankets on your lap and you lie down. That'll help to settle you, especially after you've done these exalted inhales. Sometimes it's harder to settle ourselves. So this will help. The weight on your thighs helps to calm the nervous system and helps you to rest. So in Shavasana, let the back body spread even more. Side ribs expand, but rest. Shoulders pinned down. I wonder why the cat doesn't want to go on top of the bolster. Anyway, so I'm going to let you rest now. So be here for several minutes. A good 5 minutes after Shavasana, after pranayama is good to bring the nervous system back to normal. And then you can proceed with your day. Okay. See you later. Have a wonderful day.